The central government has taken up an initiative to promote usage of agrotextiles in the northeastern region through its ambitious scheme promoting usages of agrotextiles in the northeastern region to harness their tremendous potential for agricultural, horticultural, floricultural produce by augmenting them with suitable agrotextiles like shade nets, ground cover, crop cover, etc.
Today we are here in Landingsai village, which is situated in Makunro Community and Rural Development Block under the East Khasi Hills district of Meghalaya. And we are here in one of the beneficiaries of the scheme promoting usages of agrotextiles in northeastern region, which is a scheme that has been funded by the Ministry of Textile, Government of India, and here it has been implemented by the Krishi Vigyan Kendra, East Khasi Hills.
The Synthetic and Art Silk Mills Research Association SASMIRA Sasmira, which is a Centre of Excellence COE for Agrotextiles under the Textiles Ministry, has been entrusted with the responsibility to accomplish the scheme goals with the help of the state government and other horticulture and agriculture associated agencies.
He cultivates button mushroom. The button mushroom is made in such a way where these are trays which are made by the wood, and these are kind of a trays where the bed of the mushroom can be made. Here what they do is they initially line the tray with straw or mulching material, and then on top of it they put the compost which has been made before, and they put here, and after 2 weeks or 2 weeks and a half, these small mushrooms can be seen, the spawns of the mushroom will be seen germinating from this area, and this area can be used for growing all this button mushroom in this process. And after the harvesting of these mushroom, what is done is this is used also as a compost for growing potatoes and other vegetables which is grown by these farmers in this area. So this can be as a substitute for the compost material.
Northeastern region contribute nearly 4% of the country's horticulture production in the year 2010-2011. Given the prominence of agricultural activities in the Northeast region, this region will greatly benefit from the application of agrotextiles technology.
After sowing the seeds in these trays, we're coming back here after 2 to 2.5 weeks. In between, the farmer had given water and taking proper care of this mushroom, of these button mushrooms which he had already planted. So after 2.5 weeks, you can see that these are the small mushrooms can be seen already starting to grow in these particular trays. Initially they grow at this size, and then maybe after 3 weeks, they have this size, and the harvesting can start immediately after 3 weeks. So as per the information given by the farmer, from this entire tray he can harvest up to 250 kgs of mushroom, which he markets in the Shillong market. And as per his information, even this market, he cannot supply to this market because the demand is very high. And these button mushrooms, he's being able to get a net profit, or maybe he can sell it at a price of rupees 200 per kg at Shillong market. Although he's getting a price of 200 per kg for the mushroom, the farmer, Mr. Simon Roy Longspung, wanted to go for an intensive growing of vegetables in his garden because he feel that it was very good. And he had initially approached the Krishi Vigyan Kendra in 2013 that he wanted to grow this. He wanted a shade net or the poly house to grow the vegetables. But knowing the price of that he had to pay for the shade nets, he was very reluctant because it was quite high, the rate. And it was one of these opportunities which came by in 2014-15, where the Ministry of Textile had promoted this scheme called Promoting Agrotextiles in Northeastern Region. And through the technical support and technical help which was provided by the Krishi Vigyan Kendra East Khasi Hills, we were able to help him to take and motivate him as well to take this shade nets in which he could have grown these vegetables the entire year round.
Agrotextiles are used in farming, animal husbandry, sericulture and horticulture to control the hazardous influences of environmental and climatic factors on crop production and cattle breeding. Agrotextiles have been demonstrated to be successful world over, not only in protecting the crops from external factors but also in improving agricultural yield.
Today we're here with Kong Rosilia Karumnoit. She's a farmer, and along with her husband for the past 30 years or 30 to 30 plus years, they've been farming. They've started mushroom cultivation, they've done potato cultivation and other vegetable crops also. Since the family size has increased, more numbers in the family, they were looking for other means of income to increase the family income. So through the office of the KVK, through us, they were lucky and fortunate to get this Sasmira scheme, to get this shade net. And they've come to realize that growing vegetables and growing small fruits and flowers inside the poly house, inside the shade net, has helped them a lot. It has increased their income because there's more productivity, there is better quality inside the shade net, and also they have been able to get vegetables and flowers throughout the year. Almost 30 years she's been farming along with her husband. So they've done mushroom cultivation, they do potato cultivation, but then as the years have gone by, the numbers have increased in the family, and then due to that they had to look for other sources of income, and because of that need, they've searched for other means of income. And through the office of the KVK, they were very lucky and fortunate to get this, as you can see, the shade net behind us. So with this shade net, they were able to cultivate fruits and vegetables, small fruits and vegetables inside the shade net, and also flowers and nursery raising. With the help of this shade net, they were able to increase their income, and they've also realized that it's beneficial for them. It's more productive inside the poly house, in the shade net I mean, than outside condition.
Field trials and studies have demonstrated the following benefits of usage of agrotextiles. Number 1, increased productivity 50 to 80%. Number 2, premium quality of produce, increased income by 50 to 80%. Number 3, early and even ripening of produce. Number 4, reduced water consumption. Number 5, minimized use of pesticides and fertilizers 25 to 30%. Number 6, prevention of crop damages from birds, insects, hail, etc. Number 7, weed control is easier. And number 8, crops can be grown throughout the year.
We have come to know from Kong Rosilia and Mbak Sinman that they were able to get a fairly good amount from cultivation of mushroom and also from potato cultivation. But ever since they started this shade net, they've been able to increase their income because of the variety of vegetables that they have in this shade net. For example, they have lettuce. The first time they grew lettuce, they grew it in a small area, but in only in one harvest of lettuce they were able to get 4,000 rupees. So you can imagine, in one season they can get maybe 2 to 3 cuttings. Again, another season, like now, they've planted lettuce again, and also in a bigger area. So their income eventually will increase. And from that we can know that from other vegetables, for example from cabbage and then from radish, they will get a handsome amount. So their income will increase considerably and also it will help towards the family.
In order to promote and increase usage of agrotextiles in agriculture, horticulture, floriculture, sericulture and other allied activities in the Northeast region, Ministry of Textiles have formulated a scheme for promoting of usage of agrotextiles in the Northeast region with two components for a period of 5 years at a cost of 55 crore rupees.
With the technical guidance of the KVK, we were also able to give him the guidance to select this particular shade net of around 75%, which was best for his needs, which is to grow vegetables. And with our support, he was able to take an informed decision on which kind of shade net to use for growing these vegetables. And this has helped him so that he'll be able to grow it all throughout the year, and it has also immensely helped their income from what they were before.
The scheme component number 1, creating awareness on usage of agrotextiles products in the Northeast region of the country through a series of awareness programs and media publicity. Creating demonstrations set up for demonstrating the benefit of usage of agrotextile products suitable for the region and building local capacities in collaboration with the agrotextiles manufacturers and relevant state agriculture bodies, Krishi Vigyan Kendras, KVKs and NGOs, etc. Such demo consists of the indicative list of agrotextiles products. Number 1, shade net house, ground cover, hail protection nets. Number 4, bird protection net house, vermicompost beds, fencing nets, wind breaking nets, low tunnel for crop protection. Component number 2. This component envisaged providing ready agrotextiles kits to beneficiary farmers containing the material instructions, right methods and practices when using agrotextiles products. Installation of the kits, hand-holding support in usage of agriculture kits.
Congrosilia here has utilized this shade net to the maximum potential. She has used every nook and corner of this shade net, and as we can see here, she has made this nursery bed just at the side of the shade net. She has done this at all corners of the shade net, and from these nurseries itself, she can transplant inside this shade net. So now we can see Congrosilia preparing this nursery bed. She has made this bed with using soil and cow dung, and after doing that, after mixing it well and then making this bed, she has made these lines for sowing the seeds. From various trials and research, we have come to know, and now we have seen it as a fact, that inside the shade net, we can see the growth, the condition is favorable. So we will know that there is germination, early germination, uniform growth of the seedlings, and also the products are of very good quality, high quality. There's early ripening, and the size and the color and the shape, everything is favorable. And because of this, it fetches a high price in the market. Not only is the produce of high quality, they're getting also higher income because of that. And another benefit is that they can grow the vegetables all throughout the year. Because why? The condition inside is suitable for growing vegetables throughout the year, because it is warm inside, it is shielded from the rain, from harsh conditions, weather conditions. And also we can see that inside it's very green, very healthy. Why? Because there are less insects, and pests and diseases are less, and also no damage from birds, from livestock, from as we can give examples of maybe chicken, because in the village. So there are various benefits inside this shade net. Celia and her husband have used only organic fertilizers organic fertilizers, biopesticides and biofungicides. They have not used chemicals. And so not only is the growth green and healthy, but also for consumption also it's very much healthy for us. Then as you can see, the shade net is green in color, and the shade it's providing is 75%. It has been proven that this green color also helps in the growth of these vegetables, of the crops inside, for uniform growth and early growth also.
Initially, 36 farmers from the East Khasi Hills district were selected based on the criteria given under the guidelines as provided under the scheme, and 33 farmers were sanctioned and were given the Agrotextile kit. In this scheme, the central government through the Ministry of Textile provide 90% of the expenditure, and the other 10% was from the farmers' share. It is in one of the agrotextile products like shade net where the farmers can give their 10% share of the total expenditure, which in return has helped them in cultivating crops in an intensive manner, thereby improving their overall gain from their products. One of the criteria of the scheme is that farmers can select any of the agrotextile kits which they could use in their particular land. However, total cost of the agrotextile kits to be distributed under the scheme should not exceed 5 lakh rupees per beneficiary.
In this scheme, the central government through the Ministry of Textile provided 90% of the expenditures, and the 10% was to be borne by the farmer's share. And it is in one of these shade nets where the farmers could give their 10% share of the total expenditure, and which has really helped them in cultivating more crops in an intensive manner. So, and one of the criteria also of this scheme was that the farmers could select any of the agrotextile kits, any of the modules which they could use and in their particular land, and the ceiling was put at 5 lakhs per farmer. So in this case we have Simon Roy Nongsplung, who was a beneficiary under the scheme, and he had taken this shade net of 500 meters square, which has really and immensely helped him in providing an extra income for sustaining his family. Krishi Vigyan Kendra East Khasi Hills, under the Directorate of Agriculture, Government of Meghalaya, has been selected as one of the demo centres under the scheme promoting agrotextile in northeastern region, which is funded by the Ministry of Textile, Government of India. As part of this scheme, the demo centres were provided initially to the Krishi Vigyan Kendra at their farm level, and as in the second component of the scheme, he was supposed to give the agrotextile kits to the farmers of the district. So in this scheme, the Krishi Vigyan Kendra played an active role in selecting and also forwarding the list of the beneficiaries and also the application forms of these beneficiaries for the scheme. And this was done, that the farmers were selected based on those whom we had trained and given awareness in collaboration with the Center of Excellence, SASMIRA, and it was initially done in the year 2013-14.
In the initial years, Krishi Vigyan Kendra's East Khasi Hills has tried its best to find an opportunity to help the farmers was to get an opportunity to get shade nets and poly housing, but these services did not seem to be available until the year 2014. In this year, the KVK East Khasi Hills was selected as one of the demo centers for promoting the scheme called Promoting Usage of Agrotextiles in Northeastern Region scheme, which was funded by the Ministry of Textile, Government of India. This opportunity has helped KVK in selecting and motivate the farmers to take up these shades nets to help them with the crop production.
In the initial years, Krishi Vigyan Kendra East Khasi Hills tried its level best to search for an opportunity to help the farmers get an opportunity to get the shade net and the polyhouse. But that seemed to be not available. But only in the year 2014 that KVK East Khasi Hills was selected as one of the demo centers for this particular scheme called the Promoting Agrotextile in Northeastern Region, funded by the Ministry of Textile, Government of India. And it was this opportunity which helped us to select and also to motivate the farmer to take up this shade net for cultivating the vegetables which he wanted all this while. Initially, the farmers was quite reluctant to part with his investment when he came to know that this scheme was to be funded in this 90-10. That is 90 to be given by the central government and 10% to be given by the farmer. But after much persuasion and motivation from our side, from the Krishi Vigyan Kendra side, we were able to motivate him to part away with this money, and with an initial investment of only around 45,000, he was able to receive this shade net in the year 2016.
The KVKO has also helped the farmers with their technical guidance, which further helps the farmers in making the right decision on which products should they choose under the scheme, thereby maximizing their produce and improving their gains.
When we talk about the impact that has been created through the scheme promoting agrotextile in Northeastern Region, we can see through the lives of Shri Simon Roy Nongspung and Srimati Roselia Karumnoy, the impact has been immense. They have been able to create an additional income through the intensive cultivation of vegetables in the shade net provided by the Government of India through the Ministry of Textile. It is with this endeavor that they have also created an awareness on the need to use the shade net through the agrotextiles in cultivating vegetables, and even the areas surrounding this village, and also the other farmers of this particular village has been immensely blessed. And I believe that the proper usage of such intervention given by the government can go a long way in helping in building up the economic conditions of the farmers living in the far-flung areas of Northeastern Region.